Welcome back to the Junior Moneymakers Podcast, the show that's all about helping you teach your kids to become young entrepreneurs. All right, everyone, this is going to be episode 7 in the Starting Your Business series, and likely the last. So by now, we've covered everything from generating business ideas to finding money for your startup and registering your business with the state. You should have an idea what you're planning on doing for your business, and I know at least a few of you have already started generating real profits. One of our listeners even ran their own GoFundMe campaign and brought in thousands of dollars to get their business off the ground. The steps to starting your business are not hard. They just take work and dedication. So if you're struggling in any area, just email me at mark@juniormoneymakers.com and I'll do everything I can to help get you started. Okay, so on this episode, we're going to talk about something that nobody really wants to deal with, especially me, but it's something we all have to do: accounting. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert by any means, but I will share with you some of my best practices, things that make my life easier, and then I'm going to give you some ideas on accounting software that might be helpful for you. Of course, before I can do any of that, I do have to give you a few disclaimers. First and foremost, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant, and I'm not a tax professional. Everything I'm going to talk about today is purely my opinion, and I can't guarantee it's going to work for you in your state. Well, I might feel bad, that's going to be 100% on you. I always suggest consulting a tax professional before you decide what's best for you and your family. Got it? All right, before I tell you how I do my finances, just know that I'm not going to dig deep into things like taxes because when it comes time to file, you do really need a professional in your corner. What I am going to do is focus on how I keep track of my income, my expenses, and how I save and share those documents. Hopefully that sounds fair to you. Now, if you have in-depth questions or want specific advice that goes deeper than what I cover here, just let me know and I'll do everything I can to help you out. First things first, I save all of my business financials out on the cloud. Some people might disagree with that strategy, but I often hop from computer to computer and I work with multiple team members. Saving all of my documents to the cloud means I can access them anywhere, anytime. Personally, I like to use Dropbox because it's free and it allows me to share files with anyone else. Plus, I've been using it for a really long time. So, before you do anything else, I would set up a Google Drive, a Dropbox, or some other cloud storage. If you were to go out to my Dropbox, you would see that inside I keep a few folders. First, I create a new folder for each calendar year, and in that folder, I create a bunch of subfolders. The first one is reports. Then bank statements. Next is expense receipts. And finally, I have a folder called sales, invoices, and receipts. This hierarchy of folders covers all of the documents I think that I would want to share with my accountant come tax time, and it cuts down on the amount of time they spend on my taxes, which therefore saves me money. So, now that you know what my tax folder looks like, let me tell you what I keep inside of each folder. In the first folder, my reports folder, I save an income statement for each month and each quarter of the year, as well as one final annual report. These reports are easy to create using any basic accounting software, and they usually take 2 to 4 mouse clicks to save. It might sound complicated, but all told, it takes less than 4 minutes to get one on my hard drive, assuming you're tracking your income and expenses already. These can be generated by hand, but I have a pretty strict automate everything rule. So to recap, in my income reports folder, I save an income statement for each month and quarter of the year, along with a final report at the end of the year. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about online accounting systems in a second. In my next folder, my bank statements folder, you guessed it, I save a copy of my monthly bank statements for each account business, something that takes only a few minutes to accomplish, and I only need to do it once a month. But this allows me to easily reconcile any expenses and track any income if I ever needed to show my accountant or, God forbid, the IRS where my money actually went. In the third folder, the purchase receipt folder, I save each and every receipt for any and everything I spend business money on. Inside of this folder, I create a folder for each month and I name the receipts based on the date of the expense. It sorts everything a lot easier and it helps me reconcile things against my bank statements. There are some great apps for your phone that help you photograph receipts and email them to yourself, and I highly recommend doing that. You need receipts for everything you buy, and saving them in one location makes life a lot easier. Finally, In the fourth folder, I save all of my invoices and sales receipts. Anytime I create an invoice or receive a payment, I save it exactly the way I save expense receipts, only in a different folder. If you looked in these folders, you would see that I create one for May, June, July, etc., and that I name all of the documents according to the date they were executed on. Organizing everything this way really helps me keep track of all of my expenses and documents, and it makes filing taxes and working with an accountant very easy. The amount of time it takes to run reports, file taxes, etc. is diminished to almost nothing because all of the information I need is right at my fingertips. Of course, most of this only works if you're using an online accounting software program, so let me give you a quick overview of 3 easy online accounting software programs and when I recommend you use each one. First up is my absolute favorite online accounting program, Wave Apps. They can be found at waveapps.com, and the best feature they have going for them is that they are absolutely free. With Wave Apps, you can track all income and expenses, you can invoice clients, send and receive payments, and generate all of the reports you need to file taxes. The biggest drawback is that you don't have a robust system for managing inventory and sales included. So if you're a sales-based business, this is going to give you trouble come tax time. But if you're a service-based business like lawn mowing or dog walking, this program is going to be your best choice, most likely. Next up is FreshBooks. FreshBooks is more robust than Wave Apps. It's typically geared towards invoicing clients and managing customers. I think of FreshBooks as a more in-depth version of Wave Apps. If you have a lot of clients and you're managing a lot of incoming payments, I would definitely check out FreshBooks. Third and final is the Mac Daddy of them all, QuickBooks. QuickBooks is the most expensive, and for good reason. QuickBooks does all the things the other two do, but it also adds on top the ability to manage inventory and the different types of accounting like first in, first out, which you'll learn more about later. If you're dealing with a lot of inventory and sales, you can't go wrong with QuickBooks. But the nice thing about all of these is that they each have a free trial period. Wave Apps is just a very long one. So don't take my word for it, just jump in and try them out. Also, if you want more personalized recommendations for you and your business, just send me an email and I'm happy to help. All right, that's going to wrap up both this episode and the How to Start Your Business series. By now, I've given you all the tools you need to start your business. The rest is up to you. Sort of. At this point, if I've left anything out or you're struggling in a certain area, just reach out to me. I'm still happy to help you take care of everything that you need to get done. If you like this series or it helped you out in any way, make sure to drop me a line at mark@juniormoneymakers.com. Hearing from listeners like you really helps keep me motivated to churn out more episodes. I'll be putting out another episode in time for this weekend, and then I'll be on another podcast on Tuesday. I'll send the link out to my mailing list, so if you're not on that, you can sign up right at juniormoneymakers.com. Until next time, remember to dream big and change the world. Did you know that koalas are not bears? I know, they don't meet the koalifications.